Hey guys, Earshot here with another Pro Tools 10 tutorial. Today we'll be discussing part 2 of the Elastic Audio um, videos I'm doing here, or tutorials. And today's objectives is just one, and it's using Elastic Audio pitch transposition to transpose audio regions on an Elastic Audio enabled track. Now this might sound like a lot, but it's pretty much really simple. What we're doing is just transposing audio regions to different pitches or different keys, and so that's all we're going to be discussing today on part 2, because this is more of the advanced topics of Elastic Audio here. Now there's 3 things you got to know. One is that you cannot do transposition and the monophonic audio plugin for Elastic Audio. So if I choose this audio track here, let me cut it. If I choose this and I go to Elastic Properties, I right click and go to Elastic Properties, you notice that the pitch shift down here is disabled. And now this is not a bug. No, this is not a glitch, or whatever you want to call it. No, you don't have to restart Pro Tools. In monophonic, the algorithm does not support pitch shift. So keep that in mind if you're trying to transpose or pitch shift a vocal for an effect or whatever. It does not work with monophonic, even though monophonic is the best for vocals for Elastic Audio, algorithm-wise. So you would have to choose another one, maybe X-Form or something like that, to do the pitch shift for you. The other thing is that there's 2 windows. So this technically be the second and third thing. The first thing is that monophonic is not enabled for pitch shift, as you can see is grayed out. Second thing is there's 2 windows that you need to know. One is the Elastic Properties window, which I just showed you how to get to, and the other one is an Event Operations window, which is under Event Operations and Transpose. These 2 windows can do the job for you. One is has more things than the other. As you can see, Event Operations has transpose and key and transpose on notes. Now this only applies to MIDI, I should say. This does not apply to audio tracks at all. This just applies to MIDI. But you can transpose the key of a certain song. Let's say if you have a beat completely tracked out and it's just one track, like the one up here and then all of this down here. You can change the key of it, as you can see here, A3 to E4. The numbers just means the octaves of that particular key on a keyboard. So that's the 3 things you need to know. Again, I'll go over it one more time. You need to know that monophonic does not allow you to pitch shift or transpose, whatever you want to call it, audio regions, and you got to know the 2 windows that you need to work with here in order to do transposition and Pro Tools, and that's Elastic Properties and Event Operations. One's more advanced than the other, if you want to just say that. So let's get into jumping in here, and what I'm going to show you guys is I have this beat here. This is actually the beat intro for my videos. You guys heard like the first 10 seconds every time you watch my tutorials, but I'm just going to be pitch shifting or transposing this particular section of this synth here. Now I gotta let you guys know that you can't transpose anything unless something's selected. That's why it keeps bringing up things, and when I click on an audio region, as you can see, it changes the numbers here. Let me zoom in for you guys. It changed the numbers. If I choose this audio region, since it's split, it's a different audio region and gives me different numbers, like as far as length. If I click over here, it gives me different numbers, as you can see there. I can adjust these 2 accordingly, change them differently as far as pitch if I wanted to create like an effect or a transition that way. Let's get out of monophonic because we can't do this in monophonic. I switch over to X form, and now as you can see, we have the semitones and sense enabled now. Choose these back to 0. And you can change these accordingly. And if I want to do semitones, 12 semitones is an octave, so if I want to go up an octave, it'll be 12 semitones, and let that render. As you can see, this is just went gray. My audio region here just went gray. That doesn't mean anything bad. It's just rendering my audio. And as you can see up here, it shows a little icon, as we learned in part 1 of the Elastic Audio tutorial. That just means it's rendering audio, or there's missing audio as well. So there's different. This little icon here means different things for your audio regions. As you can see there, it just finished rendering, so we can hear this 12 plus 12 semitone effect. Now, if we just loop it, this one bar here. Now, if we'll switch over to the other one over here, you can hear the difference. And of course, that's always good for just keeping things interesting within your instrumentation and things like that. And as you can see, it didn't take that long. Xform took a little bit longer to render just this bit of audio region right here. If I were to do the whole thing, this whole audio region, it will take a lot longer, obviously, because it's more time to render. Let's hear that one more time so you guys can hear the difference soloed. And there you have it. That's how you transpose something in Pro Tools. Let me undo that. Like I said, we can detune this, go down an octave instead of going up an octave, and we'll let it render out. Of course, if you undo something, it's going to re-render it. You'd make more changes. And if you can input more gain here. You can do a lot of different things here. Change the note for the source tempo. We'll leave those things alone though. We don't need to mess with that. We're just trying to do pitch shift here. So let's listen to this and see how this sounds now. You see it sounded a lot bassier. It sounded funky. I didn't really like the way it sounded. I like my original sound for that synth, so that's how I keep it, and that's how I would keep it for this beat anyways. Now that's, of course, we use elastic properties for this. Let's bring up the event operations window here. Let's make this 0. Click away here. Now, what about changing like the key of a particular audio region? Can we do that? Yeah, of course we can do that using the event operations window, which was the Alt T shortcut on your keyboard or your Mac keyboard. If you wanted to change just this little section again here that I cut, we can do so. In fact, let me listen to this real quick. Just my claps. Okay. Alright, we'll use the synth because it's a louder instrument. So you can hear the effect better. Let's do the transposition here. If I wanted to change it from A3 to E4, that's A major to E major, I can hit apply. Now, since I can change this to anything else. Let's do B major. Yeah, of course you have to go to this little transpose from and to section of the event operations, have an audio region selected, because if you click away, you can't hit apply. So make sure it's selected. You want what key from what key, and hit apply here. And it's going to take some time here to render down your audio and change it from A major to B major in the fifth octave of B major on the keyboard. So just give it a second here, let it render out so we can hear the changes of this. But again, this will be more beneficial if you're changing like the key of an instrumentation that's already been tracked down to suit a particular artist. Maybe an artist can only sing in a you know what key as an artist can sing in, and you feel that song has potential, you can change the key of it, but really simply too. All right, let's listen to this now. As you can see there, that transition obviously was horrible because it was in different notes, and the pitch one sounded better because we were just changing how the pitch of this particular instrument. Guys, that's pretty much all that I have for you. I mean, you can do this for anything, any audio track. Just make sure you follow the 3 little rules I mentioned earlier in the video, which was you can't do monophonic pitch shift. It just won't let you. You can right click to go to elastic properties, and as you can see, it's disabled here. So monophonic, the algorithm does not allow you to do this type of thing, but if you switch it over to X form and the other ones, it will. So you can keep that in mind. Make sure you know which window you want to work in, which is elastic properties or event operations, and that way you can do what you got to do with Elastic Audio for whatever you want to use it for. That's all I got for you guys on this tutorial. If you liked it, I hope you did. You guys got to see my intro video here, or intro beat here that I use for my tutorials. I'll probably create a new one in the future just to change things up. Yeah, so leave comments if you liked this, if you wanted to know anything else. I don't see what else. I mean, I'm going by the book here, but if you guys got an effect you guys wanted me to do, or anything like that, just using Elastic Audio, of course, just leave it in the comments. I'll try to replicate that and show you guys in a tutorial in the future. This is Earshock out. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe too. Later.